What's up, everybody? James Harris here with FreshEats, and we're on to the next episode. Today we're going to a place called On the Fly, and you may be thinking to yourself, James, why did you say Firefly wrong? Well, I didn't. It's actually called On the Fly. It is owned by Firefly, but it is immediately to the right of them. And they are their lunchtime sandwich shop, sandwich, soups, sushi, and salads and desserts. And so they have a bunch of really good stuff, and that's where we're heading. We've already been talking to David, and so they are getting the kitchen all ready for us, and I am very excited. It's been a long time coming for this one. I know they are fairly new, but as soon as they opened up, I knew that if it was a place owned by Firefly, then it was going to be really, really dang good. And I'm not going to lie, I've been there only one time before, and apparently we're not eating any of the stuff I've had before. So it's going to be a new experience for me. Hopefully it'll be a new experience for you, and at the end of the day, it's going to be some daggum good food. So we will see y'all over there. All right, y'all. Like I said, On the Fly. Firefly's right there. On the Fly is immediately to the right if you're looking from the street. And we've already been talking to David. They've got some sandwiches. They've got some soup. They've got some sushi. All things that I love. And we're going to go into the kitchen, see what's up. Meet me in there. What's up, everybody? I am in the kitchen of On the Fly with our buddy David. He is super decorated with the whole Firefly On the Fly brand, and so we're in here with him. He's got a couple sandwiches. We're going to be eating some sushi, apparently. We're going to be eating some other stuff, some sweet stuff. They have a ton of stuff planned for us, so what are we kind of starting with? Where are we at?
We're making the gabagool right now. I named that after that one scene in The Godfather when he's like, what sandwich do you want? And he's like, I want the prosciutto, the gabagool. So
Nice.
I've got the hot Capicola in there to make it the gabagool. So I had a little fun with the menu on the words. I call them sandwiches instead of sandwiches.
Sandwiches?
Sandwiches. Look at the menu. It's sandwiches.
That is so funny.
This is a olive focaccia. So it's a flatbread focaccia. And then when it starts to proof and whatnot, I get some rosemary puree on there. And I'll do an olive tapenade, which is just some chopped up olives. And I'll put them on there, bake this sucker off. And then we throw it on. We throw all my bread on the grill to kind of bring all those flavors back, bring all that butter in there, and makes it nice and soft and juicy again.
Yeah, as soon as you hit it with the skillet, you smell all those oils, that rosemary and everything like that. Just instantly, it was just like, oh, that smells like that's going to be really good.
So this gets a garlic aioli.
Oh my.
So I take garlic and some olive oil. I'll puree that together, make this nice stuff right here. Then I also make a spicy mayo, kind of like a sriracha mayo.
Okay.
But I make it with spicy calabrese peppers, crush those things up, mix it with the mayo. I got two spices and the garlic happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Over here, I got the meats.
Okay.
Like I said, this is the gabagool right here, the hot capicola. I've got mortadella with pistachio, and then I've got Genoa salami as well.
Of course.
So I've got all these great meats piled right up in here.
Yeah, that looks so good.
And then this is going to get hit up with the hydro bib lettuce, which is a nice buttery lettuce. It makes it a little fluffy, you know, gives it some bounce to it.
The hydro what lettuce?
Hydro bib lettuce. It's a hydroponic grown lettuce. So it's real butter. Sometimes they call it butter lettuce or bib lettuce or Boston bib. It's got a few different names. I use a lot of the Roma tomatoes. It's in my soup, and it's on all my sandwiches.
So you really have thought about every little, it's not just regular tomatoes, it's not just regular lettuce, it's not just your normal, it's like everything has like its own, You can tell that you put your passion into it for sure. It's not just a typical throw this sandwich together and get it out. It's like,
there's the sandwich. I take that thing and we wrap all our sandwich up in the butcher paper. Everything I got here is a recycled paper that I use. I'm trying to leave less of a green footprint. Everything that we're trying to use, we're trying to keep it nice and neat and earthy. The gabagool.
That's a pretty dang good looking sandwich right there. What are we eating next?
Next is going to be the apple bacon brie.
Apple bacon brie apricot sauce.
Double cream brie cheese goes on there.
Okay.
This guy right here. And this will get melted down in the oven along with that sauce. Then I'll put the bacon on that, apple slice on that. Good to go after that.
Okay.
This is going to be the Pullman bread. It's our white bread.
Okay.
I make this in a big old loaf. It's on a lot of our sandwiches. All the bread you can get on the sandwich, or you can buy it as well. You can buy it like you wanted to buy that Firefly bread.
Yeah.
That's the only one that doesn't get a sandwich on it, actually.
Well, we're going to be buying some of that because it is this beautiful loaf. We'll get it. Maybe we can flash a little B-roll of it right now, but it is a beautiful roll of bread. And if I walk out of here without one, my wife will probably kill me. So I will be leaving with one.
Color on there.
Yeah.
And we're going to take it over here. Coming on in, Eli. Over here is this apricot jam.
Oh my gosh.
It's can be spicy, but with that sweet apricot, it just kind of pulls it all off, so it makes for a real good sandwich.
Okay. What got you into cooking? Because this is not, just from the first sandwich, you're not even done with this one, and I can already tell that you're not like just I just cook just to kind of make money kind of thing. You have a certain energy about the food that you're making. What got you into that?
Well, after the Army, I was doing security jobs, and those are either 12-hour shifts or early morning shifts. Most of us are still doing that Army schedule, being up late and up early and everything like that. So bakery jobs, they're always early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Perfect for me. Got a job in Charlotte, North Carolina, doing bagels, of all things. Yeah. And it was a 5 o'clock shift. I had to be there at 4, get the oven going, get the bagels in the kettle, do all that. Anyway, that had glass just like this place. And I fell in love with the kids pressing their stupid little faces all over the glass. Yeah. Just watching me do it, making all the bagels. I had a big spray thing, and I could spray them in the face, and the parents loved it. Yeah. So it became a thing, like you were saying, when you get to know the chef and you get to know the people behind the food, you start to see those customers that come in to see you and get your food at the same time. Yeah. We're going to melt this bad boy down. Okay. I went to culinary school in Atlanta just for pastries. So I went to Le Cordon Bleu about 17 years ago. Wow. So yeah, so after the bakery, I moved from North Carolina to Atlanta. And I was just doing different chefing there after culinary school. Sous chef here, pastry chef there. Ended up getting a really good job at Atlanta's #1 French fine dining. Okay. And I got a lot of training there. That chef came from like the Four Seasons and whatnot. Oh, wow. And out of maybe 10 culinary students that were fighting for the position, I did 3 months and I only made $20. And I was driving 3 hours a day to get to that job. Wow. So it was the externship. Make it or break it kind of thing, and he ended up making me the nighttime pastry chef for that job. So wow. I ended up staying there, and then I got a couple other mom and pop jobs here and there at different bakeries, and then believe it or not, I did 7 years at Longhorn cooking steaks and didn't do any pastries for a while. Wow. And I was just red meating it it was just hard to find something like this. But pastries kept calling me back. You went to culinary school to make cakes, and I'm over here flipping steaks. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get back into it. All right, so I've got this brie all melted. Over here, I'm going to get an apple, a nice Granny Smith apple. That tart is what I'm looking for on this. And like I said, this was a sandwich that I never even tried before until here, until I started making it. And it's one of my faves.
It seems like y'all got a pretty small crew in here. Just a couple of you. No, we met Eli.
I got Eli. Yep. I had Kurt back here making my coffee cakes, and actually his twin sister's running the front. So,
okay, that's awesome.
When I got the twins working, I'm doing all right. But these guys been here since day one. Actually, the guy that was just here, he's just coming back from day one. He hadn't been here for about 4 months, but Eli has learned everything, all the mistakes, all the good, the bad. Yeah. He's been here for all of it, so that works out well.
That's awesome.
He's cooking off my bacon. Like I said, once that bacon gets on here, that hot bacon is going to keep on melting that cheese. I use every sandwich that I make. If there's a sauce or there's a cheese, it goes down first. It's my glue. I can't stand a sandwich that you bite into and all that stuff starts falling out on you.
Yeah.
Now you got a corner that doesn't have a piece of the taste that you wanted. So I tell all my guys, they're like, how do I build a sandwich? I was like, stick it to the glue. So everything that's a sauce, that's glue around here. Stick it to the glue, it won't fall out your mouth when you're eating it. Plus, when you cut it, it stays all nice and together.
I like that.
Yes. All right. This sandwich is pretty simple. It's only got these 4 ingredients.
Wow.
Just the cheese, the apples, the bacon, and the spicy jelly. Everything I use here, all my meat, my cheeses, is Boar's Head.
Okay.
So Boar's Head's got really good stuff. They got the best bacon right now. This is the Applewood bacon.
And you just went all hands on that. You probably have fingers of steel at this point.
Yeah, it's smoking and everything, and that's all good. It's not gonna burn me. Apple bacon brie.
Ooh.
Super duper melty.
All
that gooey stuff coming out. It's a good sandwich,
That looks
man.
so good.
The next one that we're gonna do, you're gonna help me make this, is just a plain old grilled cheese. My grilled cheese is on that same white bread, the Pullman. We grill that as well. The cheeses I use is a Munster, a spicy picante provolone, and a Vermont white cheddar, all Boar's Head again. And it just makes a super melty cream cheese or creamy, cheesy sandwich. Really good with the tomato soup that I make.
I'm not the best with gloves.
So. You can wash your hands. We're good to go. I am a chef. First, you're gonna grab 2 pieces of bread after you clean your grill. Scrape that thing on down right into that trough. Yeah. All that. And just give yourself enough room for 2 pieces of bread.
Sweet.
2 slices. You're gonna roll them on that butter roller. You gotta use one of those machines.
Not necessarily.
You
So
just roll it on there and turn the butter so it gets yep, there you go. Slap it on the grill. We're gonna go both sides on this one. So butter the other side as well.
Oh, the other side.
Yep.
Oh.
It's okay.
So it's like this butter's like hot.
Yeah. All right.
It's like hot. I wasn't ready for that.
You got it?
Yeah.
Boom. Do it again. I'm gonna grab this cheese for you. All right, here are your 3 cheeses. Once this gets some color on it, we're gonna flip it, put the cheese on the hot side.
Sweet.
Then we'll stick it together, put a weight on it, and that's all she wrote on that one.
So what were the cheeses again?
We got the picante provolone, the white Vermont cheddar, and Munster. That picante's kind of got a little kick to it.
So Munster, my dad always put Munster on his grilled cheeses, and he always told me because A, it tastes good, but 2, it's a really melty cheese.
It does.
And so it adds like a lot of like that like
gives that wonderful gooiness
Yeah.
to it and that meltiness. Yes, it's a great cheese.
So my dad wasn't full of crap then. So that's good to know.
And I try to keep with the color scheme. I didn't want to put the yellow cheddar up in there. Plus, I like the sharpness of the white cheddars.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a lot sharper. See what that thing looks like? If you got some good color on there, flip it over. There you go. And we're going to drop that cheese right on there. But first, you're going to hit that cheese right here and get a little straight up on the grill. Don't be scared.
On the
Check it
grill?
out. Boom. Oh my gosh, the cheese can handle it. Drop it. Pick it up, pick it up. Boom. There you go. That's it. No, it's fine. It'll melt.
Okay, cool.
Let it sit for a little bit. We'll bring it together.
You like little crispy cheese pudding.
I have those things actually to sell with the Caesar salad, like we have next door with Firefly. The cup that it comes in.
Oh yeah, y'all do like
I make the twirl, and that we chop that up, and then you can buy it as well as the disc.
Oh, okay.
The spicy pecans, I make those. You can buy those as well here. And that just goes on the salad. It kind of tastes like Christmas. I love making those things. Get that sandwich together and put that weight on it.
So put them together.
That's it. You can do it. Think left and right.
Up.
Go for it. And then shape it up. You can use a corner of the grill if you need to help you out. And then put that big old weight right on it. Once you see that cheese start to kind of melt on there, we're done with that.
So the weight just helps kind of press it and get it all.
It's keeping the heat. When the heat's rising off the grill, it's reflecting it right back down.
Oh,
so
okay.
If I wanted to, I could, when we put it on there, melt a little more and sheet that way. But you want to take your time on all my sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom, we're looking at this guy. We'll flip him over. Look at that beautiful thing happening.
That's looking great.
And that cheese is all gonna start. Once it starts to melt like that, we pull it off. There it is. It's happening, man. Now it's time.
Pull it?
Yep.
Okay.
The hardest part of the job now is wrapping this sandwich.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So,
yeah, this is definitely going to be the hardest part.
Boom, boom. Pinch, pinch, fold under. Ready? Go.
Okay. Boom, boom.
Turn the whole thing towards you. Yep. Now,
side.
Present wrap them things. Yeah,
pinch,
yeah.
Pinch.
Under.
Under.
And do it again.
And then
wrap that present.
Pinch, pinch. I'm actually pretty good at wrapping presents, but I feel like yours looked way better than mine on that.
Over or under, sir?
Yeah.
And now we've got
oh my
the
Lord.
on the fly grilled cheesy.
Oh, that looks so good.
So these are going to be the trifles. We'll make a cinnamon caramel one, and we'll make a chocolate one.
Okay.
Starting off with the caramel sauce that I make as well. I melt down the sugar, boil the cream, and then it makes a crazy volatile hot mix, and then you get this stuff.
So you like do everything yourself?
Everything's from the ground up.
Pickles.
Even the chocolate I melt down. I take the cream, I get it hot, I pour it over that, and then I temper that down with ice water as well until I get a chocolate that sets up.
Okay.
So we'll take some of these. We'll drop it on there. Nice moist cake. A little more of this whipped cream in there. Another layer of some chocolate. We're going to put some more cake. Chocolate sauce. And give it some texture and some crumbs on top. And that is the chocolate trifle.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Key lime pie, I make this. I use the Nelly and Joe's recipe. This is the only one I don't mess with. It is a perfect recipe. It's 3 simple ingredients. I don't have to mess with it.
Wow.
Your turn, sir. All right. Now do some raining of some sugar.
And then
And get yourself a nice little twisty on there. I can't do this for you. There you go. And there it is. Now, we also get to try that one.
I love that. Oh man. Yeah, this is so good. Awesome. Super good. So again, huge shout out to Dave, the owner of Firefly and On the Fly, and also David, who we've been hanging out in the kitchen with. They have been an absolute pleasure to deal with. And they really hooked us up, and you're about to see, they hooked us up with all these sandwiches, desserts, which we ate these in the kitchen. So you already know my opinions on those. They are freaking fantastic. And then we have like 3 or 4 different kinds of sushi over there waiting for us too. So I'm gonna try these sandwiches and just kind of give you my immediate. So I think I'm gonna start with the grilled cheese. And so this one had 3 different cheeses on it. It was nice buttered white toast. Then they gave me this, it's like a tomato bell pepper, roasted bell pepper puree soup. Cheers. Oh my gosh. So it's like a grilled cheese on crack, for sure. This is not your standard grilled cheese. And that tomato soup is so good. That is like super good. Like super good. And the cheese is all nice and melty. Tons of, So this is the apple brie bacon sandwich. And they melt the brie, so it's got that nice meltiness to it. I'm sure it's gonna have a nice crunch from the apple. Some people don't love brie, but brie by itself can be kind of like interesting sometimes, but like with it all being melty and gooey with the bacon and the apples, and then the apricot spread. Son. Okay, I'm gonna try this. There's a good bite. This looks like a good bite right here. Okay. The good thing about this is that it's so weird. So there's not like one thing that really jumps out to you as being like out of place. You feel like apricot, apple, cheese, bacon. You feel like there's gonna be something in there that really jumps out as being maybe out of place or a flavor that doesn't blend. But this really does. It's really cohesive. I mean, you've got like the sweet creaminess of the apricot sauce. You also have a little bit of sweetness, but the crunch from the apple. You have the gooiness of the brie. But then the bacon is kind of like a texture in between the brie and the apple. It's like, but it's all very in the nice fluffy bread. This is probably going to be one of their most slept on menu items because you don't think it would be as good as it really is. It just all blends together so well. This is really, really good. Now on to a new kind of bread, one we have not had yet. It's an olive focaccia bread with rosemary, and you've got all this meat. This is a hearty sandwich. This one looks like this one's gonna be probably my new favorite, period. I don't know. That grilled cheese is really good. We'll find out. The gabagoo. Gabagoo? Gobbledygook? Gobbledygook. Gibblegook. Gabagool. The gabagool. I just want to make sure I was saying it right.
You're getting a seizure. Can't even talk between bites.
This one's not too outside of the box of what you think it would be. It's a very meaty sandwich. It's very hearty, but it is so good. This bread is crazy good. This is a thick sandwich, which means a lot of bang for your buck. The gabagook. Gabagool. The gabagool. The gabagool. So I've got my chopsticks, which only means one thing. It means that you can get sandwiches, salads, sweets, and sushi. That's 4 S's that I love a lot. And sushi recently has become one of my favorite things to eat. So we've got 3 different things and then a couple different kinds of fish on this one. So we've got some nigiri here. It looks like we've got some salmon, some tuna, and some shrimp on rice. Essentially, it's just a bigger piece of fish. It's called nigiri. And then we've got the Heisman roll, which I've not had before, but it looks like it's got crab, fish, and it's got avocado and fish on top with some kind of spicy chili sauce. And then we've got the Howie roll, which looks like it has tempura shrimp. It's got pineapple, fish, and then they torch the avocado on the top, which I feel like is an interesting touch, but I'm excited to see what it kind of does to the flavor. I've not seen a torched avocado like that, so I think I'm gonna start with the nigiri because I'm gonna be honest, everywhere I go, this is one of my favorites, my go-to. So, and also use chopsticks. Learn to use chopsticks when you're eating sushi. Don't disrespect this culinary art with a fork. How dare you? I'm just kidding. If you can't use chopsticks, do whatever you can. Just get it into your mouth because it's so good. Super fresh. It's really, at its core, nigiri is very simple. It's sushi rice and fish. And sometimes they'll do a little swipe of wasabi on the bottom side of the fish before they put it on them, but it's not a lot. The Heisman. Let's go to town. See what this one has to bring.
Those are big honking rolls.
So, A, that is really good. B, if you're not a spicy person, you don't like spicy stuff, this probably not the roll for you. That has looks like a red chili sauce on top. It's not overly spicy. Like, I'm not gonna start sweating out here or anything like that. For me, that is perfect. I love that. It just adds another flavor. It adds another level of like flavor depth to your sushi. It's not just fish, avocado textures and stuff like that. Sometimes certain things can get lost in that. And then you have that nice bite, that spiciness that comes through that's super good. I'm excited about this one though. This is the Howie roll. And so it's almost like a Hawaiian sushi. It's got tuna and pineapple and tempura fried, shrimp. It's got a bunch of different stuff in here, but I have a hard time thinking that this is gonna be bad. Okay. So that roasting, that definitely does add something to it. Like the tomato soup. When you roast something, you get this, it almost just changes the flavor slightly. And so you get this almost like, this is a very tropical roll. So you've got very natural, very fresh fish forward sushi. You've got more of a spicy, I would say maybe slightly more traditional roll. And then you have this really tropical, but all of these have their own kind of style to them. They're definitely not your just roll it up and get it out there California roll style sushi. I like a good California roll, so I'm not even trying to hate on it. Honestly, they probably have California rolls and they're probably pretty dang good. But these are super cool and super creative in the way. These two are super cool and super creative in the way that they do them. And this is just a very traditional, and the fish is just so dang fresh here. I mean, you can tell that they get their stuff, and it's really, really good. So, I mean, A++ on the sushi for sure.
I own On the Fly. I own Firefly. It's kind of how we got started. You know, I mean, everybody knows about Firefly. Most people know about Firefly. We've been in business for about 14 years over there. A lot of people have asked me, hey man, why don't you open for lunch? We love your sushi. And to me, just to open for lunch, it was never an option. My favorite's the gabagool. I'm a big Italian sandwich fan, and you know, how can you not like a good Italian sandwich? We use homemade focaccia bread, which is, you know, it's just outstanding. So it's just not your regular sub loaf. So all our breads here are made homemade, you know, every day. So that sets us apart from a lot of people. I got my man David back there, who's been with me for about 10 years. Wanted to give him the opportunity to do something on his own and do something special. He's been our master baker and pastry guy forever. And I basically gave him the football and said, run with it. And that's what he's done.
We want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors today. One of those being Panama City Toyota. You know them, you love them. This week they decided to give us a 2020 Camry. I believe this is the XSE. So this thing's a little sporty. We're having a little fun in it, not too much fun. We're being safe, obviously, but is a fun car to drive. And this is a certified pre-owned vehicle. They go through all kinds of testing on all their certified pre-owned vehicle. They go through like 160 something different tests, and they're super rigorous. So you know when you're getting a certified pre-owned car, you're not taking all that upfront cost of buying a brand new car. Also, huge shout out to El Weirdo. They were last week's episode, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It was a ton of fun. Seth and Ian are super awesome dudes, and were so fun to shoot with. We had an absolute blast with that episode. So go watch the episode if you haven't seen it. If you haven't eaten there still, what the heck are you doing? They sponsored this episode. Go show them some love. They've been showing us nonstop love for as long as we've been doing this show, and the least that we can do is go eat their food. I mean, come on. It's not like we're giving them money here. We're going to eat food. We give them money and they give us delicious food. What a deal, right? Thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you for liking our content, sharing our content, showing us so much love. We really appreciate every single one of you. You are not just a number to us. You don't even realize how important everybody watching this show and showing us all this love really means to us and what we're doing. So we love you. If you haven't been told that today, I love you. Chef's kiss.